All right. Hello, everyone. How is it going? So, everyone who joined me for the cardio today will get another super deep thoughts and conclusions about our mind. So today we will discuss such things: to whom belong your thoughts? I don't know, did you ever discover it or not? So basically the most of the things I'll telling you today are not my own. I just took it from a different articles, groups, discussion forums, some quite interesting books, and so on. And of course my own experience and experience of my mates from a meditation when you discover the thoughts. So I can mention like a few books you might read. Let's say Carlos Castaneda, what we discussed a bit yesterday already. Okay, let me check the picture and the video. All right, just yeah, as usual, please just give me some tip about how this video look like and sound as well. Just put something V plus minus, S plus minus, so I'll see it works or not. Because I done a few other videos where was picture not good at all, or where was a sound so terrible. So especially I try to find the quiet place as possible. So all of the dodgy area, what looks super dodgy, in reality is super quiet because no one decided to go there. So basically the perfect place for have a nice walk and nice talk as well. So yeah, the main intention in a book of the Carlos Castaneda, it try to stop our thoughts. So basically our inner monologue, basically we talk to ourselves all the time, and from the words of mysterious Don Juan Matus, we burn our all energy on just talking to ourselves. So if we just stop it, we can save a huge amount of energy. Just think about. And indeed, when you try to do the meditation and other techniques, concentration, when you just focus on a certain things and you just think and feel only the certain things, that's it, nothing else. After you can feel such a release. Another case, once I was quite busy, always quite busy, reading books, working out. So I slept about 5 hours a day, and you know, you get like really tired. And then I had half an hour of meditation every day. Let's say maybe 3 days. I didn't feel anything, but after 3 days, because how much, maybe 8-10 days, I was in the same regime, maybe 9, I don't remember actually. So after 3 days, I feel like after half an hour of meditation, I compensate the time I slept not enough. So it gives you the so much energy just when you stay at least a short time without thought. So you just not think about anything, even during the really short period of time, and it gives you a lot of energy. So yeah, let's come back to the thing, to who our thoughts belong to. If you start to do the research, you might find really shocking things. Everything what you hear in your head, like all of the thoughts that's coming out, it's more than 90%, it's just not yours. It might remind you like just a device, let's say a TV, what receive different radio signals, a lot of different signals, and we can switch one or another, we can receive a few at the same time, what make a great mix. And probably it's more look like DOS attack of some software on a computer, because we have it like any second and quite a lot, and we need to spend energy for process all of that information, what supposed to take a lot of energy. So first of all, I'll tell you the couple techniques you can use And then, yeah, I'll be glad if you discover your experience. Okay, I'll be check the video time to time. I don't know. Another time I'll go to do some workout on a high bar and dips and try to record the video several times, so I wasn't success. I don't know why. So you can try the techniques and, I don't know, describe your experience, how it was, and basically what I done with some mates already. Conclusion is quite shocking, I would say, when you realize your thoughts did not belong to you and it's just came from outside, even like who knows from where. Oh damn. I would say cats are super strong. It's just a motorbike, just drive on a cat. And they look like nothing happened. I wish to be such strong. And seeing what I read in some books, so where all of this shit come from, psychologically it explains quite easily. So from all of our past experience, what we collect since the childhood, we have a certain pattern of thinking, have a certain frames, what we put our thoughts, and we compare and judge in a certain way, and everything it made a certain way of thinking and worldview, our values, and so on. So yeah, maybe I found not the best way for walk. Whatever. So psychology it's explained in a pretty easy way, but if we will add a little bit mystery to it, everything not just simple if it is. For watch your thoughts, such techniques or exercises you can find literally in any tradition, not only Hinduism or Buddhism, especially Tibetan Buddhism. So okay, I'll share the techniques and we will talk a little bit more later for try to go on like step by step. So you need to relax and you try to, let's say, kind of going out of your body. So you just pretend, you just imagine, you look on yourself when you're sitting or lay down, but better to sit, because when you really relax and you lay down, it's really easy to fall to sleep. And you will do, instead of sitting meditation, you will do sleeping meditation. Okay. You look on yourself from a side and you try to watch your head, because it seems like our mind rolling in our head. What's not really true, but it depends from your beliefs. So you can be inside your body, outside your body, you can watch from your outside or whatever, but most difficult scene and the most easy scene at the same time, you should be in a state out of thought. So it's like not thinking state. It's most important. And then by using your intention, you can move your focus whatever you want to and observe, focusing on any things you want. So you need just to relax and without any judgments, without any emotions or feelings, just contemplate. You just see this thoughts, what's running in your mind, in your head, in your soul, whatever. You just see how it just passed by. Different people imagine it a little bit differently, so you can imagine like a screen, you can see it going from different sides, left, right, top, or you can see like different objects or pictures, so it can be like a sounds, or can be great mix, it can be like literally anything, but you don't need to really think about it, you need just to watch. and try to analyze from where it come and where it's go. And as longer you do, try to start like simple 15 minutes, next day 20, 25, 30, and let's see if you're okay with 30 minutes. Sometimes you can get in really deep state of mind and you can stay 1 or even 2 hours and without noticing the time. Okay, everything goes well. And longer you will do it, is more you will find out for yourself, and as more you'll be surprised, believe me, as I was shocked too. So, yeah, and all of the most shocking information we leave for later. I don't know if it's true or not. So still, let's focus it on exercises first, what you might try later on. Because not try, never know. And you just watching these thoughts. And then when it became like more neutral process, a more easy process, you try to track, link where the certain thoughts come from where these voices come from, like who is talking to you, and basically it thinks it's you talking to yourself, what is not, because it have like a few state of mind. One state when you logically think about something, and the state when you like just understand the things you can realize, like state of realization. And one of state of mind is everything seems smooth and clear, and when you come back to normal you feel yourself like so damn like, and everything became really, really stupid. Before you just was kind of understanding everything, and now you cannot figure out literally anything. Okay, how it can be possible? All right, a fun walk today. So you try to link where it come from, and you try to analyze, is it really your thoughts? It come a lot of, and you can make a process slower or you can make a process faster. So let's say like a lot of different thoughts come to your mind. Let's say like a few at a second or 1 at a second or whatever. And you can control the process. So you can make it slower, just slow it down and make the thought come really slow, come to your mind, you analyze it, and you just simply ask, is it yours or not? And usually your intuition will say it's not yours at all, or maybe will say yes, whatever. And you try to analyze it. It's really what you're thinking about, and it's really come from yourself. It's really come from inside of you, if not from where it comes from. And also really good exercises to try to find out who is thinking. And basically you might dive in kind of cognitive dissonance when you try to find like who you are, like who is thinking right now. So who is generating thoughts, and where is this piece of consciousness? So you try to link, try to figure out, and it's a really good exercise for dive really deeply to kind of trance state. Probably first of all I should say you a few different techniques. In Zen Buddhism, in yoga, Raja, Kundalini yoga, a little bit different techniques, but bring you to the same results. You need to stop your thoughts. You need to stop the dialogue inside of you, what was described quite a lot in books of Carlos Castaneda. Have many different techniques. One, you can focus in on something. If some thoughts appear, you can blink in your eyes. It's make kind of blocking and start again. Or you can use a visualization. Basically, visualization is make like a really great power. I found really cool techniques in some articles, but then I can't remember who was the author. Okay, I'll share it with you anyway. So let's say you can imagine your brain like two hemispheres, like two lamps. And let's say you can switch it off the right one, and left you can still keep it open, or vice versa. And you can imagine like on your right shoulder or left shoulder, you have a fan or hoover who make wind and blow the salts out, and all of the salts is blown from your head and you have no salts. Or you can imagine like a vacuum cleaner would suck all of the salts in. So basically you can imagine like literally anything. It's no limits. Just try to use what works for you, and you became to state of no salts. You can imagine a waterfall or rain would wash all of the salts out. Basically, it's really a lot of different techniques. A bit more I'll show you later. Or you can try to find out by yourself. So when you get to that state, everything that you will do later, it became more simple for you. So when you try to find who is thinking, also you'll check it out from where the thoughts come from. And what many people, not only I am, discovered the thing that the thoughts not belong to you. It's not the way you usually think, it's not natural for you. Let's say you're driving and someone driving nearby, not really accurate, but it not affect you. And in your head appear, oh, such an idiot, or so on, but it might be not belong to you. Some girl walking nearby, and your thoughts come like, oh, fat legs, oh, not that pretty, too much makeup, that dress not suit you, or whatever. And when you analyze the thoughts, you may figure out it not belong to you. It can be a million different examples, but you need first to try, and then we will discuss a little bit other things, so from where it might come from. And when you can, let's say, controlling the thoughts, you can observe it, you can slow it down. So one really good technique, you imagine you slow down the time. It seems like time is stop, and when you stop the time, you stop the thoughts as well. That's a really cool technique. It stops the inside dialogue as well. So basically, as much energy you spend for talking inside yourself, you can use the energy for stop it. And you can collect as much more power you have, what you can use for, I don't know, visualization, some meditation techniques, and so on. What basically might be like quite experience, going to astral or lucid dreams, what we discussed quite recently. Okay, yeah, I try to discover new place every day and walk in new place. Same like running on one place day by day, it's quite boring, but when you go every day on a new place, it's always like more interesting. So as you guess, I never been here and have no idea where we'll go. So just to try to figure out. Okay, just wait a minute please, because I'm afraid here it's too noisy for tell you anything, and after I need to repeat it again. What technique might work for you, I cannot tell you for sure. You need to try by yourself. Basically, if something not works, let's say a week or month's time, try another technique. Is more you try, it means more tools you have, is more chance you will get success in discovering your mind and your thoughts. And who knows, maybe you'll figure out from where and why originally that thoughts might come to your head. And what other thing, what is really, really important, I would say, and might be useful, when you get in such control of it, it's really easy to control the level of your stress. It's easy to control the things what we call depression, and it's easier to program yourself to be happier, more joy, more satisfied the things you do, for figure out what you really like and what you really want to do, what kind of job you enjoy to do, you know. And I would say it makes you a bit more creative person. So from such techniques, where am I? You can find quite a lot of benefits. Of course, if you will use it. So it's not only discovering your thoughts just for prove something or not prove whatever. You really can pick a lot of positive stuff for you, and afterwards it's quite easy for turn your mind for positive thinking. What in my opinion, it's really, really important. Okay, we can go that way, but I think it's not really good idea because it's getting more and more noisy, what I try to avoid. Okay, to the techniques we will come back a bit later. So now let's discuss the things on opinion of some people, from where it might come from. So in the different cultures have such things like demons, bad spirits, and like in the shamanism they have a huge variety. They even make like a draw and description of each creature, like energetic vampires, and some creatures we create by our mind or other people created, and some they live in by really, really long time, like hundreds of years, and they're super, super smart, and they control your mind really easily. They even can switch your mind quite easily, especially when you go to really unconscious state, when you use alcohol or drugs, or you just in a affect state. So demons can possess you and totally control your body. For example, a person when get drunk, it behave like totally different when he is in a normal state of mind. Same like under drugs. And some people, they behave quite okay, and some people not at all. So it's quite interesting. All right, not that bad. So on opinion of some shamans, one of the way from where all of these thoughts coming in, and usually it's destructive thoughts, especially the things like, let's say, the suicide or commit some crime or whatever, or you just starting to compare yourself with someone and get really miserable, because these creatures, they feed by your energy, and they need to put yourself in a state of fear to feel you unconfident, really uncomfortable, and so on. So when you feel all of those things, what was created from a source, what not belong to you, they can take all of your energy and so on. Especially when you're dreaming, you're mostly unconscious. Not many people have such things like a lucid dream. So they can control you in a dream if you are too focused on something during your daytime. So one of the solutions, be really mindful, focus on the things you do, like be totally in right here and right now. In that case, it will be really difficult for get in your mind, let's say. But if we say that like shamanism, it's different kind of bad spirits. What they have a huge amount of different breeds, like animals and birds and fish in our world. So it will be quite difficult to guess who is who and what the purpose is. have another different creatures who stay in our physical world or in another dimension, and they can make kind of influence on you too. So one really interesting article what I read, they said like our mind, they're able to create a reality around. It means if someone can give the false thoughts, and not only to you, to other people around, we start to create a different reality. So it will be just simply enough for change the people values. What's going on up here? Is it work? Seems like. So it will be enough just change the people values, way of thinking, worldview, and so on, and everything will be changed. So people might become really selfish, really material, stop the spiritual growth, really arrogant and ignorant, and so on. So it might be a really huge list. And different creatures, it doesn't matter, they stay in another dimension or in our physical world, let's say on other planets or maybe nearby, they may follow in different purposes. Who knows, maybe it's just all of the planet, not more than the human farm, let's say, or maybe they make some tests and observe and see how it works, whatever, think about to create some breeds. We still don't know who created us and what for. So it might appear more questions than answers. And if someone really interested in a mystery and esoteric, let's say some cool guys like David Icke, I'm definitely not agreed with everything what he say, but something, really something have sense. So the creatures, it might be, they call them blue. What, on opinion of some people, it was knights before who creatures who look like octopus and was in a metal armor for try to be like a human, and after they make a breed of a human and so on. So basically it might be just a myth or theory, whatever. You don't need to believe it, just assume. But they have like a super cool mind power. They can read the minds, they're really good in hypnosis and so on, and can connect to people at the same time. And basically they can feed themselves at the same time, because we can generate certain emotions and feelings endlessly, like love, compassion. We can generate gratitude and so on, but at the same time, from a creative feelings, we can generate something like fear, hateness. We can feel ourselves really uncomfortable, unconfident, and so on, but mostly the fear, like the strongest one, pain, not only physical and mental as well. Something wrong with the video, I cannot see what it is. Okay, hopefully it works well, whatever. And not only one creatures. So if you familiar with the works of Erich von Däniken, who one of the first wrote a book and made old cool movies about aliens who've been here quite many times, and a lot of evidence in the pyramids and religious paintings and so on, not only Nazca, whatever. So it might be in all the creatures, what some people call them reptilians or insectoids, gray, and so on. So probably they have a so big amount of different creatures. It might be a huge list with different purposes, and maybe not the best one, who easily can connect it to you, like to the device, and control your thoughts and talk to yourself instead of you. And let's say with some time, with the months or even years, you accept the thoughts and you accept this kind of talks in your side, like inside your monologue, like your own. And you not see it like someone else, and you don't have any rejection. But still, some people who have like really psychic problem, who said I hear the voice and definitely know it's not belong to me, so they became to psychiatry treatment, going through the certain medical cycle until they became, let's say, to normal. But most of other people, we accept a lot of different thoughts and talks in our head like our own, and don't see any problem with that. Okay, what is going on? Another theory, quite popular, quite famous, and not even one book was wrote it. So some people can connect to your mind and can control it. Some of them, they have kind of psychic power and follow the different purposes. And some, they have a kind of technology what was invented, I think, before the Second World War, and now in our really technological world, it's enhanced to really cool level. So some books you can find a really cool article what many people discuss the problem what called the side terror, when fear and so on, like screaming inside the head and everything. Foil on the head, and it's really nothing works. So basically they connected to the certain person through the name or whatever, probably quite randomly, just for maybe for making influence on certain people, like it. You know, it's even not really proved yet. Of course, such things will be kept in a high. So our brain working on a certain frequency. So probably if you have a device what can receive and send a signal in a certain frequency, why not? And you connect to the certain person by through the number or name or whatever. Actually, the book I wrote, usually people just discuss the problem and have a different guessing what it's for and when it's going and what to do. So you don't have any clear explanation or clear purpose. Of course, no one will tell you that, but probably some devices what have might spread a signal around for all of the people, let's say for the whole city or whole area, with a certain information. Obey, consume, whatever, can be anything. And it's my works, especially if your brain would work on a certain frequency, can receive the signal. So sooner or later it will work, same like advertisements. When you see 100 times a certain advertisement, probably you will want to buy the product. And it doesn't matter, you believe it or not. Psychology or advertising works very well, same like NLP. Okay, still think it's still working. I hope so. So yeah, try to find something about side terror. And some people said it works really obviously, like someone try to scare you or control you and so on. And sometimes people just assume something wrong going on and the thought is changed. Way of the inner dialogue was change it like in a really short term, like instantly, and people figure out it's like something wrong going on. It's not mine, and of course, no one of the psychologists will not help you if it's really use some device. And probably the plan is make even better devices. Let's say super fast Wi-Fi, what will be work on the same frequency, and you can project anything to your head, even another reality. So one of the really cool science fiction book where said like after Second World War, they turned the device and instantly all of the people was fell in another reality, and they just collect all of the bodies, and now everyone's somewhere in a boxes like in a matrix, and everyone just in a false reality, and other creatures they possessed the world long time ago. And that's why it's so many different mistakes what this program gives, what you might in psychology calls false memory syndrome, but it's really explainable. It's no mystery in that. But another, what people now call the Mandela effect, especially after his death. So we have the memory of things works differently before, or let's say some unusual things like people find really unusual fish or fish with no head, or famous on YouTube, chicken what was live 10 days without head. So really interesting. And born sheep, I remember sheep without mouth or something, and was alive for quite a long time. And some of the, how to correctly they call the people, let's say people who create a certain theory, because you know on YouTube I cannot say many words for not block the video. So they said it is just a certain mistakes in this program what people just dive in. So maybe you're already sleeping for quite a long time, so everything what happened in your head doesn't make much sense, whatever. And it will be really interesting to figure out what's really going on in real. But still, we start talking about to who belong the souls, what we try to figure out. And I just provide you a different kind of information, discussing what we have not only in the books and online. And some people is really passionate about discuss the things because it was happened really with them. So some, they really said it's like aliens. They have kind of, I don't know, the wave weapons or whatever, or they put it on anyone on the earth, perhaps from moon or ship, and they really can control the mind, control your thoughts, and by control your thoughts they easily can control you. And maybe it's not work well enough, that someone need to put chip in your body. So basically they have a number of chip, it will be really easy to connect to you and can control all your hormone system and your mind, and can switch you off or on or put on any state, sad or happy, whatever. So it might be really, really interesting. And now governments and all over the world really, really passionate about for put chip to everyone. But we cannot say for sure, just perhaps we can just think about certain things what's going on around, can compare. Yeah, about the different creatures, demons, spirits, ghosts, and so on. If you take some Tibetan books, what was wrote long time ago, they have quite a lot of interesting descriptions. They say like spirits before they didn't hide and people can see them, but now they're invisible for us. And majority of people, they cannot see the direct influence for them, what they do on a certain energy or mind or whatever. Also, they said it had a lot of different creatures. and you obviously can see they're not humans, but after that, when they have some conflict with them, they start to hide in a view like a human, so they start to look like a humans. Maybe they put some mask or hypnotize everyone so we can see them like a humans, or a mix of genetics, be half humans or so on. And not only in Tibetan Buddhism, in some, I stay in temples sometime and I have huge access to the libraries, and some monks, they describe really different things, not only Thailand, Japan, or Myanmar. It's not that much, but still the things, it's really similar. Some monks, they describe like some creatures, like demons. And you know, before it was a shamanism, in most of, let's say, like Cambodia or Thailand, it was a shamanism, so beliefs in spirits really strong, so everything like mixed up. So these people, the monks, they describe the way, if you will be not conscious and not working on your mind, on your emotions, your feelings, it not necessarily you should to control it, but you should be able to control it, and you should be mindful and observe it and be sure it's yours. Otherwise, these different, let's say, bad spirits can, let's say, connect to you or change it with their own. They can put it anything they want. So they can make you always feel bad, make you struggle, be depressed, and so on, and possess you more and more and more. Some creatures in lower dimensions, they cannot have such gift like a human body and be in this world. They need to have like a huge evolution until they go on the next level. This one, even if it seems our world is really, really primitive, so they try to connect to people in certain ways. Additional, some monks, they describe the way how the people all connect through the energy, and we make a huge influence on each other. And this influence, it's not only psychological, let's say, it's energetical as well. So, as I said before, we might be like a TV, what receive different signals, and on our mind or our brain would work in a certain frequency wave. So we spread it everywhere around, and all people spread it around, and we receive it. So if like a lot of people around, you feel quite good, happy, probably you will catch up this mood. And if people will be not happy, sad and depressed, you might be catching up as well. So the monks describe a way how we make an influence on each other, and we're supposed to be really careful with who we talk to, what we talk about, and mostly its all intention was turned to be the positive and be mindful whatever happens. And that way, it's no one will make any influence on you. So it's mean you will be totally on your own, and like no other thoughts will came to you from other people. So basically, it might be true. I think from observation of some people who stay in a certain area, you will feel differently. If you go to the park, probably you will feel more release when you're in a working place. In a working place, it will be energetic, you need work, focus on a job. If you go to the gym, it will be different kind of energetic because everyone focusing to be healthier, working hard. That's why it will be much more easy for a workout in gym instead in your home. Because in home, usually you relax and get lazy. But still everything possible, depends how you're motivated. What other thing I would say? Yeah, in Another monk, he described same, like unknown creatures. He said like some kind of low-level gods, so they have like a huge variety of different gods. Same like in Hinduism, even not mention the names, so probably there may be so many like in humans, let's say. And in certain ways, they can possess your mind or even swift your mind out and come to your body and live instead of you. And it's maybe explained when people have a two personality, but basically we have such things like sub-personality. So we can be at the same time worker, boss, father, brother, son, and we play different roles. So it's pretty normal when our personality a little bit split, but have cases when completely two different person or even more stay in one body and can be contradicted. It might be just a mind disorder, like really harsh way of mental disease, or maybe in some cases, some of the monks say was true. Some of the creatures, they really can possess your mind. Who knows? We can only perhaps, and I don't do anything else like give you a little bit food for the mind. Something would make a small or big explosion inside your head. So why not? And I really enjoy to read everything what might bring my mind to cognitive dissonance, like, oh, damn, really? So you don't need to believe it, but still, some exercises I done not only in a temple, at home, by observe the thoughts. Indeed, it brings to certain conclusion something really weird and super strange going on, because it's really unnatural to me to say the thing in a certain way, to look on the thing in a certain way, to let's say generate things like that. So it's really, really strange and unusual. Not only I am. So if you will be lazy and you will be interested in such thing, you can make a really small research, just type in the engine search, side terror exercises, so for watch your mind, who can obsess the mind, or demons obsess the mind, you'll find a lot of information. You can find quite a lot of good short and not even short film and books and articles, forums discussion. And actually it's so much information probably I don't need to mention about. So I just take a really, really small piece from each. Otherwise this might take too long, I'm afraid. And yes, so the best case, if you practice by yourself and try to figure out afterwards such discussion, it will be way, way more interesting for you. Another theory, it's less popular, but not less interesting. The ghosts have a different kind of ghost. Some ghosts created by our mind or created by some demons, but basically it's just a hologram, nothing just dangerous in it. But some have like a lost souls, and there's some noise up here, and some of them are just the lost souls and people who died and cannot accept the death, or have some really important what they didn't done in their life, and they just stuck between this world and another world. Why people stuck and cannot die? Especially the people who call themselves mediums, who can talk to the spirits or aliens, angels, dead people, and so on. As much as can be true, I don't know. I'm a huge skeptic, so I never say yes for 100% and never say no for 100%. Just assume. And if it's something interesting, okay, why not? But still, no need to believe it. I prefer to check everything on my own. But if I cannot check it, I will put it on the shelves, what called perhaps. So people who, mediums who talk to the dead people, they said like, many souls cannot go to another level or reborn, and they just stuck here because they cannot accept the death, or they really, really didn't complete something really important, was born and take care of family, and they cannot go there. In other case, the body, so body should be, I don't know, like in Tibet, feed it to animals or like in Southeast Asia, burn or just put it in the ground so worms can eat it, because your soul and energy might be really, really strongly tied to the body. And until the body is here, soul cannot go anywhere. And now is now a time we eat a lot of preservatives what inside our body. And when people died, so bacteria, they just simply cannot eat it, and it stayed here. So it might be a phenomenon of a lot of ghosts up here, but still, it's theory on a theory. And some ghosts, they just lost souls, can be visible or invisible, nothing do much. But some, with some reason, they're more powerful and can make certain influence on people, and they can talk to yourself, control your mind, consciously or unconsciously. They do it. Maybe some do it not in a purpose. And some even try to possess your body, especially when you're in really unconscious state, like and the drugs or really drunk or whatever. And some people get drunk like 2 or 3, so it have a lot of attempts for be success in it. So yeah, some ghosts try to go to the body, get back. Yeah, interesting book of Lapsang Rampa and another writer called The White Book with a similar name. Damn, can't remember it. So he said like, of course, I'm pretty sure it's like a myth, like a story. I don't really believe it, but it sounds quite interesting. So he said why he appeared in a disabled man in another country. So this man, it's nearly dying and was in really bad state, and his conscious was ready to leave the body. So it was happen in any way. So sometimes the mind left the body and body stay alive in the hospital like for months or even year, for quite a long time. Lethargic dream, what called. So his body supposed to die because it was in a bad state and was died. And he just wait when the mind of another man left the body, and he go inside and leave the rest. Of course, it's like pure science fiction story, but it sounds really interesting, and maybe in some cases, who knows, still like a lot of famous Buddhist stories, and in Hinduism, a lot of stories when some people by magic can possess the body and make them souls, prisoned for work on someone and so on. Basically, yeah, let's say India, China, Southeast Asia, Latin America, Africa, all the same. They still have beliefs like you can, through the certain ritual, and ritual is really simple. People who can connect the spirits, they give them piece of energy, and the spirits, they can control the reality. So it means they can give you some prosperity or luck or love or whatever. And the person who, the victim, let's say, he should give the agreement. Let's say they give him money, and he said, okay, I'm agree, you take my luck or whatever. Or even, you don't need to say anything. He can say, okay, it's disrupt again. Okay, hope it work. Okay, what I just said about. Okay, let's repeat one more because I don't know when it was stopped. So I talked about rituals, what's still live till these days, and they're really similar. Africa, Latin America, India. When I even talked to some people who was a witness, China, Southeast Asia, and you can see it quite a lot. And if you know what to type online, you can find it easily. So let's say some people who connect with the magic, they work with the spirits, and from a soul, piece of the energy the spirits take, and piece of the energy work for the certain man who pay for it. So let's say the victim who accept the money or certain payment and agreed to give his luck, agreed to give his, I don't know, health, whatever. They take his energy or soul or whatever, and it will work on certain person. What is a terrible mistake. So basically, market of soul kind of exists, depending on humans' beliefs. Another case, you might even not say anything. Yeah, I'm agreed to give my luck or whatever. They do the ritual, say anything they want, and the person needs to say just yes or no, and it will work. That's it. Another case, what even more terrible, you need to find a man, let's say old man or maybe homeless, drug addict, or basically no one care about, and kill him and make the soul work for the certain person. Same thing, piece of the soul, piece of the energy works for the spirit, on a man who make a magic, and for the customer. And they make a certain ritual or spell. So basically they connect the soul to the certain object and make it work for the certain man. And everything what I said is just connected to all of the topics. So I just try to come from different sides for put a puzzle in one piece. So in Southeast Asia, probably you see a lot of people who working with the black dolls. So basically, it is someone's soul was connected to the dolls and work to the certain pictures for the certain people. Sometimes they connected to the pictures or other objects, but usually it's black dolls. And it's called like black magician. Huh? And let's say in Thailand, you have a, how much? You might get imprisonment to 3 years for make a kind of magic ritual. So it's so common. Same in India and same in China. But in big cities, not many people knew it. But still, some people, they make kind of agreements with the god, mostly popular with the Ganesha. So they give a piece of soul or all soul for being super famous and super success or whatever. Who knows it works or not. And another, but not the less terrible things, you can make a deal with some monk who work in many temples, and it costs $1,000 up, depend from agreement and kid and so on. So when kid die, young soul, and body is supposed to be born, and the monk then can make a ritual, kind of chanting, spelling, praying, whatever, I connect the soul for the certain object. The easiest object when small bones or teeth left after body is born, and some hash, and they put it inside the amulet. And the amulet you can buy even online. It's various prices, like $1,000 to $3,000. And the baby soul, it works on you. And I found it like something super disgusting. But for the beliefs, I talked to many people and said like why they do it. From beliefs, they said usually the babies died because they done something in previous life and they have a short amount of time they should live this time again. Let's say 7 or 10 or 6 years left and they should pass this time now. So probably they done something bad, suicide or whatever. And the baby soul, what will work on someone, will do the good things and make the karma better. Also, different schools and the waves of the Buddhism or Hinduism, they have a pretty different rules, beliefs, and traditions. So some believe in karma, some not, and reincarnation, and some not believe in reincarnation. So they said it will be really good for baby soul and it will be no need to reborn again and go to the next world, let's say, higher level. I don't know, it's basically sounds like a pretty good excuse, and nowadays people do everything just for making good money. what a not surprise. And yeah, so kind of a mystery, and things what are quite difficult to explain and what cannot fit to our mind. I would say we can see in nowadays literally everywhere, but the only thing is we just not focusing on it. And yeah, I try to mention it really different aspects what around our mind and our thoughts. It depends what it is in real, and from where this all of the things come from, all of the thoughts and so on. So many people who good in hypnosis, like a gypsy, or people who do the magic or whatever, they can even try to steal the soul or your mind or possess it or just control it and just take your energy, take your, how they say, luck, or take your health. And that's why young, healthy seems people eat good food, good environment, and they always feel bad. Or let's say you sit in office, you not move much, not do anything much of physical activity, and you are super tired. You come back home and you are tired. Like just lay down, sometimes even not eat, and you don't know why you don't have this energy. And this problem like really common, as I've been as a listener for quite a long time and life coaching and so on, and I listen for hours about different people problem and such things like a high stress, and people even don't know what's the reason come. Okay, I can understand the family problem, girlfriend or boyfriend left you, someone passed away, lost a business. It's really reasonable, it's really difficult, and you need to deal with it. No other way. But sometimes, not even sometimes, many times, people have no idea why they feel so stressed. They're just stressed out. People have apathy. They just don't want to do anything, don't want to leave, don't want to find like some new information, try new activity, don't want to go anywhere, like total apathy. And some people feel like really depressed, even like think about the suicide, and they don't know why is it. They have like no reason. They just don't know where it comes from. Even when you ask quite a lot of questions for try to figure out, and people still cannot get a clue. So it might be one of the cause of someone make kind of influence or something, who knows, or we simply burn all our energy on this inside monologue, on our thoughts. We're just thinking too much, and we're thinking in very unusual and unnatural way. So basically we burn all our energy on it and don't have any other energy for spend it. So basically really similar but not the same. It discussed in yoga, but mostly people think about yoga as something Pilates or Hatha yoga, when people stand in different positions, hours, and so on. Actually, it have a lot of different type of yoga. Breathing yoga, not only static or dynamic. Raja yoga, Kundalini yoga, when you work with the energy. Dreaming yoga, basically it quite a lot. Once I met a man and he said, "Oh, I'm yoga." So I said, "You flexible?" He said, "No." I said, "You do any pose from Hatha yoga?" He said, "No, I'm just a yoga man." And I said, "Okay, so what you do?" He said, "I'm living in the right way and I'm thinking in the right way." So he said, living in the right way, like really positive. He wake up, keep body clean, only eat clean food, keep thoughts clean, emotion clean, no aggression, no depression, no anger, everything under control. And he said he living in a yoga way. And it's said it's called yoga of living. That's why he's a yoga man. And his way of thinking like really philosophical, I would say. So in yoga, have same description. I mean yoga would connect to the like Tantra yoga, connected to the energy, it describes the same things. Why we have no happy body, why we are not happy, why we have no energy, because we burned everything on our emotion and feelings, and emotions which not natural. When you see the friend, you're happy, it's natural one. You hug someone, you feel good, it's a natural one. Yeah, you give some money to man on the street, you feel a release. And a natural one, when you think about something, let's say something negative, and you feel yourself not good. You compare with someone and you feel yourself not satisfied, or you feel some fear about the things you need to do soon, and you start to feel stressed. So this is really a natural way what you created by your own, by your thoughts, or someone perhaps created for you, we don't know, and it's burn all of your energy out. So probably it will be not surprise when people in a high level of stress can lose like 10 kilo, have no appetite, cannot sleep, and feel just sucks. Right? Same depression. You got depression the same reason, and you lost a man or woman. Don't want to go anywhere, don't want to talk to anyone, don't want to do anything, cannot do anything. Not eat, and face look like 20 years older, and so on. And basically everything, it starts inside. So in this case, it's no pressure from outside. No one beating you or cutting you with a knife like criminals or whatever. And everything happens just in your mind, and you create everything and project on this reality around you. And basically all of this thought and create a kind of emotions, create a kind of inner dialogue or picture, what you're rolling and playing over and over again. And everything would burn all of your energy, what you need for living, for keep yourself active, I don't know, for enjoy yourself, for be healthy, for create some nice things, maybe make some good music, draw the picture, wrote a book, whatever, make cool video or picture, or help to others. It depends from your personality or where you stay and what you do, what you like to do. So it can be anything. So in different tradition, it's what I tried to say it a bit earlier, I have quite similar description of the roots of the problem. If you go to Tao, if you're familiar with Taoism, they have exactly the same thing, but described in different words. So everything just grow from your mind, and you can accept and perceive the world through the 5 senses of feelings, and then you can make a projection with your consciousness outside. So basically it works in 2 ways. It's really difficult to describe. I know, like for some monks, let's say Ajahn Chah, who was learning English very well, and he wrote the books, tried to share Eastern philosophy, like a modern one, for people who are living with a Western style and Western mind, let's say. And he done it really, really well. And I just imagine how it was difficult for him to describe the simple things, especially what about what happened inside your brain, what generate up there, or brain, the mind, or soul, whatever. It's quite difficult to find the right words because, for example, when I done some practice and I get certain conclusion, it's super difficult to share it because it's no words for description, and everything what I said, it sounds a bit silly. When I found the good articles and I read it already, so I can explain it like in a way the man explained, but I don't have the same experience. But the thoughts what was come up, it's what really interesting. So basically what we all was talking about. Okay, so we 1 hour and a half had a nice walk, and time to go to the gym, working hard. Today is a hard training. Make arms, triceps, calf muscles, forearms. 2 hours and we'll be done. So yeah, not stop your development only on your physical body or about reading books. Grow spiritually, be more creative, more fun, enjoy yourself. I don't know, develop your business, just try to grow in all possible directions. And okay, thank you for listening. I come to know the place again. I think it's supposed to be quite enough of discussing global things what make explosion in our mind already. Actually, it made explosion in my mind when I first of all read a couple of books, and hopefully it's made the same effect on you. Okay, I'll be glad to see you on another cardio or another training. So good luck and take care.